Well, we're here with Fiona, Durston and Ricky Balshaw, obviously from Team GB, Para Reining. And we thought we just wanted to ask you a few questions that we've had a little word with Francesca Sternberg, and she's helped us come up with some good ones to help get across to everybody what it's all about.
All right, here we go.
So, how did you get involved, and what would you say is the main difference between Para Reining and Para Dressage?
I got involved. I had a call from Lee earlier in the year. I used to ride dressage, para dressage. I was on the team for a few years. I've retired. I've had enough of horse sports. Lee phoned me up and said, "Oh, would you be interested in getting involved with this?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I've had enough." Then Francesca got on the phone about a week later. She was a little bit more persuasive. And
like she is.
Yeah, Francesca, typical. And next thing you know, after a year off, I had 2 days on a horse, and then I was competing and managed to qualify for the World Championships. With regards to the difference between reining and dressage, I've been doing the dressage for 16 years now. It kind of got a little bit stale for me, but this is it's like breathed a whole new life into it for me. I'm really enjoying being in the sport again. I get to wear jeans, ride a stallion, wear a Stetson and shout yeehaw while doing spins and slides. It's a dream come true. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a cowboy. It's great.
You're finding it a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, it's great fun. Enjoying it.
Steve?
I got involved purely accidentally. Francesca had already got Lee and Ricky on board. She was telling her housekeeper one day that she was short of a para rider for her team for Holland, and her housekeeper knew of me. Her daughter worked for me. So I literally got a phone call on a Monday to say, did I want to go at Reining? I knew nothing about Western or Western horses, and I'm always up for a new challenge. So Sophie drove me over, and I fell in love with the horses and the sport straight away, and not really looked back. It's been really good fun, and we've had a great laugh learning a new skill.
Champion?
So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I've won the Saddle Series this year, which has been a fantastic achievement and really great for the sport, for it to be won by Europeans this year.
Okay, so how difficult was it to make the change from para dressage to para reining, given the really short space of time that you had before you had your very first show at Podium?
I think if you're going to make a transition into equestrian sports, that is definitely the easiest one to do. At the end of the day, with dressage, you go into an arena and you do a set pattern. In Western, you go into an arena and you do a set pattern. Yes, the movements are different, the way in riding is different, but in essence, you go in and you show. So for me, I haven't ridden for a year before getting into the reining, so it wasn't just learning a new method, it was sort of getting the body moving right again, because I had a year and I literally hadn't even sat on a horse. And it's totally different with the dressage. It's very sort of powerful, you've got the contact there, and with reining, they're sort of long, but they're not on the forehand, they're still correct, but it's more of a low outline way of going. And with the one-handed riding as well, it was just a small adjustment really. I mean, we've both ridden horses before, so we've both got a certain level of core, a certain level of balance. We can sit and steer a horse. It was just learning different aids, and we've both got international experience, so the competition side didn't really bother me. I don't know about you. It was just learning different aids really, and actually the horses are that well trained, and credit to the Sternbergs, because we've been riding their horses. They've trained them absolutely fantastically, really helped us well, and I didn't actually find it that difficult. I thought I was going to struggle a lot more than I did. It suits me and my disability great. Probably easier physically than the dressage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I love the sport. It's very addictive. Really addictive. I found the hardest thing with I ride a lot on instinct, and I had to sometimes kind of override that instinct, like things like getting a horse to back up in reining. You put your legs forward, whereas in dressage you would put your legs back. So things like that, I just instinctively had to kind of think about it a little bit more. But the horses are beautifully trained and great fun and very, very safe to be on.
Watching you, I think with the dressage, you're in a set size arena, aren't you? So you're in a 20 by 40 or a 20 by 60. And the arenas are different. Like for me, it's not a problem. I can see where X, I can see where the judge is. But honestly, I've been scared watching you ride in an arena that you don't know what
I've
size
been scared a few times. Luckily, the horses tend to go around the rails, and they know their job really well. But there have been a few hairy moments when I've heard Tabitha sounding alarm that I might take the judges
Honestly,
out.
at the World Championships, right, you don't know how close you were. You were cantering towards the judge, and Tabitha's on the mic going, turn, and you just didn't turn. Honestly, the judge was getting out of his seat, ready to dart. Honestly, it was scary, man. It was scary. Good crowd,
It's all
but
good
scary.
I think that's probably one of the things that I think a lot of us as able-bodied riders have actually come out with, and certainly it's the communication and how you've overcome the communication boundaries. Fiona, I know you work very closely with Tabitha Sternberg Allen. I know she's your eyes, isn't she, in the arena, even though she's outside of it. It's a shame Tabitha's not with us to answer. That must be pretty difficult for her too.
Yeah, I think that was hard for her because she'd never had any experience working with blind riders, and then suddenly to be thrown in the deep end guiding someone round on a horse, was quite a responsibility for her. But we've had a laugh along the way, and I haven't run any judges over yet, so
It's close. It was close.
She's from
I was
She's
behind the
been
barrier,
brilliant.
and even I was getting ready to do one.
So basically you've said how much you think our horses are well trained. How do you think para reining will feature to and inspire perhaps other para riders? Do you think it will be a valuable sport for other para riders to try?
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel quite strongly about this. With the RDA in particular, you're getting a lot of sort of, at the moment, it's your grassroots for your para dressage, yeah? So if we can get this internationally recognised as part of WEG and the FEI and all that, it just gives them a whole new avenue. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of young lads out there, and I think it's really going to appeal to the young lads. It can be seen as a feminine sport sometimes, the dressage in particular. It's very, very female driven, and that, there's no political incorrectness in saying that. And I think, for some of the young disabled guys coming up, they're going to feel more confident being putting a pair of jeans on and a cowboy hat and a big belt buckle and a bit of fun, rather than going down the jog route. And that's no disrespect to any sport, but I do think it's going to help a lot of young kids mentally. I think the saddles are going to help a lot of disabilities. I mean, this saddle, they're just so comfortable. And for neurological conditions where your balance is affected, your muscles don't work right, if it does hit the fan, you can just grab hold of the horn and you've got a bit of safety there. With the dressage, the jumping, anything like that, you've got a little bit less safety. The horses are just next level.
The way the horses are trained, I think, is really suitable for para riders. A lot of them are trained off your voice and over small aids, which is really good for people who haven't got as much coordination. I think they're a lot safer. They're picked for their trainability and their rideability, whereas sadly a lot of the dressage horses are now quite highly strung and quite spooky, which as blind riders is quite scary and quite disorientating. Whereas the Western horses, you say whoa and they stop. That's a brilliant emergency stop and would appeal to a lot of people in English riding, really.
If the coach can shout whoa from the ground when it starts kicking off and the horse stops, you're going to save a lot of riders, aren't you? There's no to in and from it. It is what it is. I often think that's down a lot to the actual breed of the horse.
They're a lot calmer.
Yeah, I've been dressage all my life, and to get that level of responsiveness and power into that horse, they're fed up and they can become highly strung and also sometimes unpredictable. The quarter horses, they're just great.
But you still get that feeling of power. That's what I like. You still get that adrenaline, that feeling of power, but in a much more controlled way.
It's controllable, and they're very quick to stop and calm down. There's nowhere you could. A lot of the warblers, Hanoverians, everything that I've ridden through my dressage life, to get them to do these sliding stops, the spins, they'd be so wound up at the end of it, you'd never be able to halt at the centre line to stop. You'd be on the back legs. It's a credit to the breed, but also the training. I think the Western style, the Reining, is underrated as a discipline. I think there's a lot more technicality that goes in it than people think.
And Western riding as a whole. I think not just the Reining, even if Reining doesn't appeal to someone, I think there are other disciplines within Western that would be suitable for disabled riders, which perhaps aren't quite as adrenaline junkies as the Reining, which we've got into. So,
Brilliant. Well, one last question. Okay, we know you've had the most amazing year, obviously from medals at Bodiam, out to Holland, obviously brought back the team silver, fantastic achievement. But then to crown it all, we know, Ricky, you finished 5th in the World Series. Fiona, you won the World Series. If you had to describe your year in one sentence, what would it be, Ricky?
taken over by the Sternbergs. It's been great. I was retired 7 months ago, and now I'm ranked number 5th in the world in a different sport, hoping to go to WEG next year. It's been a whirlwind. It's been fantastic. I've met some great people, some great horses.
That would be the
great
Western
things.
Shop.
And yeah, the Western Shop, they're all right.
Fiona?
What a whirlwind, amazing experience. Dreams come true, you know. I've spent a lot of time and money in dressage, and to come and have this amazing experience and, you know, win the World Series has just been what an experience. Really excited for next year, and let's hope we can get it into the World Equestrian Games.
Fiona, Ricky, I've got to say thank you. You're an absolute pleasure to have you. I know that you've inspired the Western community so much. We've had so much positive feedback in all disciplines, because now all of a sudden we don't moan about a dodgy knee or anything like that. You know, it's like we can't, because, you know, we've got Lee and Fiona and Ricky out there, and Lee, we're sorry that he can't join us, you know, today. But one of the things I'd like to say is, obviously from the Western Shop, we are proud sponsors of Reining GB.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
And
thanks very much. Thank you for
you
that.
know, anybody else who wants to get involved with the Reining, get involved. It's fantastic. You guys are so nice to work with. And to be honest, you're just an absolute inspiration. I'm really grateful to have you here, and thanks for taking the time out just to answer a few questions for
Thanks
us.
for having
Thank you for having us. We've enjoyed it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.